Hello everyone, this is Abdulaziz Ola once again from A.O.S Academy, the #1 Language and Linguistics Institute. I'm so happy today because the topic we're going to be working on today is a topic that was actually on my mind since last week, but it was strengthened by the need of some of my co-linguists in the making in the Department of Linguistics and Nigerian Languages, University of Ilorin, which they contacted me yesterday night asking me that they have been given an ultimatum to actually produce 3 researchable project topics that they would want to work on for their final year. So as a result of that, I felt the need to actually create this video to explain how you can successfully select a researchable project topic that will be approved by your department. I know that some departments actually allow students to provide their researchable topics. Some give students, but anyhow is the case, we need to actually work on these project topics. Now, there are different criteria, there are different principles you have to adhere to when you are trying to create or develop or choose a project topic, and some of them is what we are going to discuss today. Now, basically, what are project topics? Project topics, as you know it, are researchable areas. It's researchable fields of study or aspect of your department you want to work on, you want to research on. And based on the words of Isa and Oswaldo 1993, there are 3 major factors involved in selecting a research topic. The 3 major factors are: 1, your personality attributes; 2, your experience; and 3, your creativity. Now, if we are going on the path of experience, there are some things you are going to look at. There are some sources you can use to identify your researchable topics. Now, the first source is that there is the practical problems in the environment. Take for instance, in the environment you are facing, for instance, someone in the plant biology department, he could actually get to see some weed that are actually growing around him, and he wants to actually research why are these weed growing around this particular place, even though the place is cemented. So he can come up with a topic. That's a problem. He has identified a problem, a research problem. So he will now draft his topic based on it, that okay, maybe the biological analysis of this social weed in cemented areas, case study of Ilorin metropolis. That's a very good project topic. Now, the next thing you can do is areas suggested for further studies or further researches in previously conducted studies. Take for instance, if you have projects or essays around you that you see people have already done before, and you want to actually work on what they have done, all you just need to do is go to the recommendation section in the chapter 3 and check which things they recommend for people to actually study, for further research to be carried out on. That could be your own area of interest. Now, the next thing is perusal of dissertation abstracts in the field of study. For every dissertation and thesis, there is always an abstract section, and in the abstract section gives you a link of what the person has already researched on and what he has left out. So in that aspect, the thing the person has left out can be your own niche, can be what you want to use to actually create, to draft out your own research topic. Take for instance, a person has already worked on the use of social media amongst university undergraduates, a case study of A.O.S. Now you can now analyze, okay, I want to work on the use of social media platforms of postgraduates amongst University of Ilorin students. That's a very good researchable topic. The next thing is the identification of gaps in the literature by going through journals, articles, papers, reports, and so on in your own area of interest. Take for instance, every department always have publications, or let me say most departments. They always have journals, they always have articles, some even create books, some write first scripts in honor of a particular lecturer or professor. So that could be your own area, that you could check some of those research books, research references, that okay, I want to see what people have worked on. I want to see what would create a kind of interest for me in what people have worked on, and I want to further my own research on it. So you can draft out your own project topics from looking at all other topics people have worked on in order to draft out your own. Now, based on all these sources above, Aina 2002 drew some criteria that we need to actually adhere to when we are trying to develop a project topic. And one of the criteria he said is that the topic must be of interest to the students. You mustn't choose a topic that is not of interest to you. You must choose something that once you will be happy doing it. You'll be happy doing it. And another thing is that it must be sufficiently original. It must not be a duplication. You must not copy someone's project topic. No, you can develop your own project topic by looking at someone's project topic, but you mustn't copy, because it won't be sufficient for you. It won't be okay for you to actually copy that person's project topic. Now, the next thing is that the topic you are choosing must be researchable. Since many problems are of philosophical nature, it has to be researchable. You must make sure that it is something that it's not just an abstract thing. It's not just something that is not in reality. It must be something that is researchable, that everybody can relate to. Do you understand? Everybody can relate to. It must be researchable, and the topic must be significant to the extent that it contributes a particular knowledge. It contributes something new to the knowledge in the field of study you are working on. Take for instance, you are working on history department, history and international relations, and you want to study maybe the impact of Okrika market in Ilorin. That's very good. In fact, we are working on that particular topic right now. The impact of Okrika market in Ilorin. That is bringing out something new, because a lot of people, based on the literature review we have done on the topic, a lot of people have worked on Okrika market in places like Lagos, in places like Aba, but in Delta, but they have not worked on the one in the lorry. So that's a thing that would actually develop to bring it something new to the area of study we are working on. So the next thing is that your topic must be visible. It must be visible, it must be feasible. And what do we mean by that? That means you must be able to get data, linguistic data. You must be able to get researchable data, research data from that subject matter. Because any topic that you are creating or you are developing that doesn't have a researchable data to work with, then it is not a topic. So you must be able to find out that this topic I'm choosing, am I going to be able to get data, sufficient data, in order to analyze it within the short period of time that I'm going to be working on it? Because project topics always take within a year. Thesis also takes within a year. Sometimes if you are not fast within a year and a half, dissertation takes longer. But still, you must be able to see if you get researchable data from it. Now also, in line with this criteria, the student researcher must be able to ask himself further questions in order to identify the viability of these topics to him or her. And one of the questions he must ask himself is that what problems do people face in the society that this topic is going to work with, or is going to work for, or is going to provide, or is going to give solutions for? So you must be able to, which things are people suffering from in the society? You are not a solution how would I call it? You are not the person that would enforce a solution to people. But what you are doing through the use of your project is just to what? Is just to create a kind of awareness to the solutions, possible solutions that people can actually take. So your project topic, if it is a solution provider research, it must be able to create that solution for people. The next thing is what facts, principles, generalizations, and other findings have resulted in the research for the field of study I'm working on. Take for instance, you have a particular principle. We have different principles, different theories, different facts. Take for instance the fact of the evolution theory that was propounded by one of our well-known scientists. That is a field. that a lot of people have already worked on in order to talk about, okay, this theory of evolution, is it actually correct? Is it feasible? Is it something that is, yes? So as a result of that, people have worked on it. A lot of people have brought about different other theories. So based on those theories, you can now draft a topic from that theory that, okay, I want to see, does the theory of evolution work with the people in the society, does it work with humans in a particular society than the other? So depending, I'm not really good in science aspects, so we have other people that actually work on scientific fields, so that's why I don't really know how to draft topics on that. But the idea is you can work on theories, you can work on principles, you can work on assumptions. Take for instance, what assumptions and concepts are people implicitly or explicitly developed in your own field of study? There's a new concept which we call this concept of onomastics. That means this concept of the study of names in linguistics. I know of linguistics. In linguistics, so that's a particular field of study that, though it's just getting known, but it has been right from time. So as a result of that, you can draft a topic that, okay, do I want to look at the onomastic study of place names in Akoko Edo local government in Ondo State? That's a particular project topic that can be worked on. In fact, it's a new one. So if you are in linguistics, you can take advantage of that topic. Now, the next thing is, with the answers you have gotten from all these questions you have asked yourself, you need to ask yourself further questions that would be of personal interest to you, personal factors to you. Take for instance, do you really genuinely have interest in studying this topic, and are you free from strong bias about the topic? If you are taking a particular topic and you are biased about it, you won't come up with something tangible when you are developing your project. So you must be able to see that, am I free from bias from this topic? Can I actually work on this topic without having some prejudices in analyzing this? Hope I'm not taking any sides. For instance, if you are doing comparative study of maybe customers and traders in maybe the way they do market, are you free from bias of not taking the concept of like customer first, customers are always right? You have to be descriptive. You mustn't prescribe. You must be descriptive in your project analysis. So that's one thing you need to ask yourself. 2, do I have access to tools, equipment, materials, subjects, and even laboratories necessary for me to analyze the collected data in this research topic? Take for instance, our science counterparts, when they are working on projects, they need to actually have access to laboratories, access to chemicals if they are experimenting. So do you have access? The kind of experiment you want to carry out, are you going to be permitted into the laboratory to actually do some experiment? If not, you will need to rethink. You will need to rethink your project topic. Now the next thing is, do I have time and money to actually undergo this project? It's very important. You always have limited time when you are working on a project. So would you be able to do the project with the limited time you have? And do you have money to actually get the equipment to talk about the materials that are necessary for this project topic? And also, can I obtain adequate data within the limited time? That's another question you need to ask yourself. Can you obtain data within the limited time? You mustn't say you want to now collect a questionnaire of over 1,000 or 2,000 people when you just have less than a year to actually work on it. You may even collect it, but you may not analyze everything completely. So you have to look at, are you going to be able to just cater for 150 or 200 questionnaires that you would administer and you successfully analyze? That's another thing you need to look at. And can I get support, guidance, and cooperation for the study? Can you get support from able minds, able scientists, able researchers, able people that have undergone what you are going through, that can guide you aright in the course of the project? So it's not just about drafting a project. You have to look at those factors, those questions you have to ask yourself, so that you don't get a project topic that at the end of the day becomes a burden to you when you are working on it. And we at A.O.S Academy, we have different researchers from different fields of studies that could assist you in your research topics. We could provide you with research topics if you want. We could also create a kind of medium whereby you are going to have a kind of guidance and support from the researchers that are in your particular field. So if you want any of those help, if you want guidance, and if you want us to actually be in charge of actually collecting your data for you, analyzing your data, or any other project or research related services, you can contact us through any of the links below this video, after this video. Now lastly, you need to know that in order to carry out your research, you need to look at the social impact your research is going to have on people around the community that you are carrying out your research. The first thing you need to look at is that, will the solutions to the problem that I get from this research topic be useful in adding knowledge to my field of study? Will it add something new to your field of study? Won't it just be another YouTube project? Or two, will the findings be of value to educators, to people, to parents, to students, to children? Which aspect of the society will this project research, the findings that I'm getting in this project, provide for people in society? You have to look at that too. Thirdly, you have to look, what are the conclusions? The conclusions that I'm going to make from this research, will it be of doubtful value because of the tools and equipment or techniques that I used during the project? Because if you use a tool or technique that is actually not in line with the project topic, is going to have a problem. People will doubt the efficacy, the efficiency of your research studies. They will doubt the value your research is actually bringing to the society. So you have to check that before you actually collect or draft a project topic. Next, you have to look at what the study of this project, will it bring about the development of other investigations? Because anything you do in your project must be able to actually give people recommendations on how to actually use your project to develop other areas of investigation. I talked about the recommendation that is always in the chapter 5 or chapter 4 of a project. So you must be able to recommend things for people to go and further study, and you and your project also must be able to give people hints on how to use it to actually develop other fields of study. And lastly, you need to ask yourself, will the investigation be duplicatable by someone else? Take for instance, you have worked on a Okrika market in Ilorin. Now another person wants to work on a Okrika market. Can you work on a Okrika market in Ibadan using your own analysis or using your own methodology, using your own theoretical framework that you abided in your project? Because if you can't, then your project topic is faulty. So thank you very much. I hope with all these I have been able to trash out some of the loopholes, some of the questions you will be asking you need to ask yourself in order to draft out your researchable topic. If yes, please give us a thumbs up. Try as much as possible to contact us if you need any further assistance in drafting your project topic. And as I said earlier, we can draft your project topic for you. We can guide you on how to actually develop your project topic. We can even provide you with materials of a particular project topic you have chosen, even while you are being given that topic. So we would always work with you all steps of the way in your project, thesis, or dissertation works. Thank you very much. I really appreciate you for joining us for today's video, and I do hope to see you in the next video. Do have a lovely day ahead. Bye bye.